Hey guys, it's Paul. I'm going to give you as quick as I can a full introduction to Podbean, all the benefits of using Podbean, how to launch your podcast, and everything you need to know. The back end of how to use Podbean, right? At this point, if you look along the bar, the new thing with YouTube now is you will see timestamps where each lesson starts. So you'll see little places where you can skip along to each different lesson. I will have itemized in the description of this video where each lesson starts as well. So don't worry that it's quite a long video, because obviously if I want to show you all the features, it will stretch out. You're going to be able to jump to whichever lesson you need, judging by that timestamp, all right? What's great for me on these videos, it's now 2020, it's April 2020. If you pause me at this point and tell me why you're here, tell me what you're looking for and tell me what you're hoping to learn in this video. If it's not in this video, I will point you in the right direction, and it also helps me year on year to make my videos better every year, because I know what you would need to learn, right? And finally, before we get into it, if you get any benefit out of this video, a subscribe would be awesome. Cheers. Right, first things first, let's talk Podbean pricing, right? So there is a free version. It says always free podcast, but there's obviously a limitation. There's only 5 hours of total storage allowed. So only 5 hours of audio. So depending on, obviously, if you've got an hour-long podcast, then you're only going to be able to do 5 podcasts, aren't you? You get your iPhone ad player, Android player, embeddable players, your own podcast site, RSS feed, free themes in the options, and a comprehensive podcast stats. So you can see all the stats if it's happening, but you're only going to get 5 hours of content. So your oldest podcast will drop off the list, right? So if you only need the latest one to be live, it's probably worth doing free. But ultimately, most people are going to pay either $9 a month if you pay annually, or $29 a month if you pay annually, which equates, if you pay monthly, $14 a month or $39. The big difference is here, look, you get unlimited storage, unmetered bandwidth on both. The video podcast, so you can post videos that'll show up in your podcast, and obviously if you stream into YouTube, if you let the video go to YouTube, the actual video will be posted rather than the audio of the video, but I'll explain that later. So that's the first big difference. Again, everything across all the options until we come to Pro themes. So you're going to get extra themes on your podcast website, which you're going to get a domain name for. You're going to get the advanced themes. You're going to get the advanced options, and you can tinker with custom design of that. You're going to get your stats again, but you're going to get more deeper stats on the paid version. Map your own domain. So if you want to be podcast.yourdomain.com, or you just want it to be the whole domain that you've just bought, mypodcast.com, you can make it whatever your domain is. Add marketplace, so you can add advertisements on the front end of your podcast, or in the middle and the end from the marketplace. Premium sales, so you can have a section where only premium members can listen. Patreon program, where people can actually donate stuff, is on the what's that one called? Unlimited Plus. And then the pro ads, the podcast now use Podbean's Dynamic. What's that then? Podcast advertising markets to get revenue for programming campaigns. Podcasts of all sizes can join. Opt out at any point. So this will be insertion technique. To put your own ads in. So this means put your own ads in on that unlimited tab, right? And then you've got other things in this professional business, is it? Multiple podcasts. You can have obviously more than one. Multiple admin. Bring your team in. Private podcast with single sign-on. Engagement intel groups. So it's all live chat support, white label apps. So obviously, I'm going to talk. I think you're either going to be looking at the $9 a month or the $29 a month, and I think most of you will be looking at the $9. So we'll definitely go through mostly of that, but I will show you as many features as I can. I think my free account is the $29 a month one, so I can show more features, right? But I think the vast majority of you will be happy if you're just starting a podcast, or if you're just moving to this hosting, if you go with this $9 a month or $9 a month annually. So it would cost you what's that, $108 if you pay it once, or $14 a month instead and you pay monthly, right? Right, let's have a walk around what you get with Podbean, right? I'll try and show you the God, I forgot already, haven't I? The unlimited audio version, not the unlimited plus, right? So when you log in, you can see your stats. You know, mine's just a play about podcast. It's not something I've really launched, but I can see information on what's been listened to over the last week and a month. Quick stats. I can see popular episodes, and there's an option there for, it's just telling me that new feature of Patreon account where your listeners can fund your podcast, right? So up in the corner here, this is publish. This is where I'm going to upload my new episodes. I'm going to click on them. Oh, that sets me to the website. I can edit old ones, or I can click a new one. I can obviously set my ad slots to start in front of the video. Media Manager, this is where all the files live, all the latest updates and things like that. Obviously, I can delete them, change the privacy options, and listen to them and things like that. Layout, this is the layout of your website, your podcast website. And in that free version, you get the basic themes, or you're going to get all these extra themes. So these are free ones down the bottom that you get with that free version, or you get these advanced themes that you can go and check out and activate. I'm going to come back to all this stuff. Don't worry that I'm flying through it, right? So this is where you change your site, right? See up the top here, the Happy Me Show podcast. So it's that podcast.happymeshow.com, and this is where I've been able to edit the style of my site as well, right? So that's what it means by editing your site, right? Sidebars, you can change the widgets, the sidebars. This is all to do with changing out the setup of the website that you're going to set up. Edit CSS, if you're into all that stuff. I'm not going to go that in this video, but you can tinker with the style of your page. Statistics, go deeper into your statistics. Look at where people are listening from. Delve deeper into each area. Work out when they're listening to it. User agents, Apple. So what type of devices are they, or platforms are they listening to? So 14% on Spotify, 27% on Apple. It's interesting to know where your listeners are listening, right? Top episodes and user retention, right? So you get more stats. Then you get your downloads information as well. Premium stuff. This is where you're going to launch a subscription. It says there a subscription plan. You're gonna let episodes only go to premium members and stuff like that, right? Under different tiers and stuff. So premium. Then we go into settings, general podcast settings that you're going to share across the networks that will pick up what type of information it is. The feed of your what's called XML. That's how it reads the data. Information that you want to share with Apple, you would have to put in here. Then you go and submit it to Apple. The embed player. So if you've got a website, you can copy this code. Preview and get code. You can copy all your latest. Well, it's all. To be fair, I think this is nearly all the. Oh, it says here, like, number of episodes. So you can choose what you want to show within an embedded player. Then you can copy this and put it on your website. So if you've got a WordPress website or something, you can just drop it on there. Social share. This is where we're going to connect to when we publish an episode, our latest podcast. Do we want it to automatically fire to Facebook, and how do we want it to do it? Twitter, WordPress, Tumblr, connect to your YouTube as well, connect to Spotify, and connect to your LinkedIn. This is where we're going to set that up. Connecting your own domain. So this is there. You see how mine is up here. When you go to here, podcast.happymeshow.com. So mine is, you enter this in what's called your DNS settings within where you are hosting your domain. And you just need to put these settings in. I'll show you through this in a bit. And make sure that is set, then it will pick that up, right? And the SSL here is so that when people come up to the top, you get a little padlock that says connection is secure. What you don't want on the internet these days is that to say this is not secure. Because even though then no one's really typing anything in, people still like to go to secure websites, don't they? switch your podcast to Podbean. Oh, sorry, this is if you want to move to Podbean from another feed. It will pull all the data information across from you. So if you want to import it in, you get your current RSS feed, you put it in there, and it will import podcast info, iTunes settings. So it's going to import all the raw data that's already been set up. I don't think it won't import the audio. You'll still have to upload the audio individually, but it'll work out the date and time that everything's been done. Then some plugins, some third-party stuff. Any other integrations that are working with Podbean. I'm not going to go too deep into that on this video, but if you've got any questions about it, you can fire away in the comments, right? So that was a quick walk around. Right, let's walk through how easy it is to publish a new episode. So I've recorded the latest episode of the Happy Me Show. I haven't. I'll have to go and grab some information, but this is all I do. How you record your audio and your podcast is a different story. You're not recording it on Podbean. So however you're going to get it down so that you're either videoing each other and you're getting the audio, or, Zoom's really good. If you do a Zoom meeting, you can pull the audio off Zoom. Really easy to do. And you can share that way. But how you get your audio is a whole different, it's an whole different series of introduction videos. This is after that step. You have to have it ready to go, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to click New Episode, and we're going to select an audio file, which I haven't got ready. So these are, with me, it will accept an MP4 because I'm on an extra level up, right? If we go here, the Unlimited Plus. So it would let me accept MP4s, right? But you're looking for an MP3. Hold on, let's have a look here. To publish post with text only, no. So I need to find an MP3. Let's have a look. Big call. How much have I done? I didn't think I'd done that much lately. MP4. MP3, here we go. Midlife Crisis, The Art of Force. So this is one of my ramblings on golf. Somebody called us all miserable old golfers. So what you do is you upload the MP3, right? Then I generally, because the MP3 title is probably usually the right title, yeah? So to add a title, add in your information. In this podcast, I ramble about being called old. Join the podcast. What did I say it was? Podcast. Click here, so you can add links by highlighting it. Add a link. HTTP. So you could do a Facebook page, Twitter page, things like that. Click here. Podcast. Paul, you don't have to do this bit. I'm just proving you can. My fingers have been missing stuff lately. Add stuff in. Add an image. I don't know if I've got any. Source. You need a URL by looking at that. Do any information you want. Decide if it's premium up here. So remember when we said you could set up premium episodes. Auto fix HTML. If you've dropped some funky stuff in there, it will do it for you. Set your ad slots so you can turn on where you want ads to start, what time they want them to come in, and out. If you want to do it on your own, you can change the timing. But I think there's a global setting as well that you can leave that. Any extra information, season numbers, episode numbers, if you want to check them. If it's just a trailer rather than the full thing. If the content has got you swearing in it, any information you want to put, author, duration, and a permalink. If you want to change the permalink, you can, but generally you can just leave it as is. Unless you want to leave it, if you want to change it to a shorter time, you can. Then you've got the option here to add tags. Tag that's already there. I might put in golf. Add a golf tag. And how is it going to share across your networks, right? So do you want it to share to Twitter automatically? Do you want to share it to your Facebook page? And do you want to share it to your YouTube, right? What I'm going to do is turn these off. I'm going to leave YouTube on because I do want it to share, because I'll show you how it's actually quite cool how it shares with YouTube. Share to YouTube episode length in excess of 15 minutes requires. That's okay, we've done that. So you need to authenticate a YouTube channel if you're more than 15 minutes long, right? So, you can change the image as well. I know I'm flying through it, but again, this is an introduction. It isn't, so it's the Art of 4 podcast. This isn't exactly how to do stuff. It's an introduction of how easy it is, right? You can add a new image here, or you can pick one that you've used. I'm going to send it to YouTube. I'll send it to Twitter as well, just to show you that it auto-populates. I'm not sure what Facebook page I'm tagged to, so I'm going to leave that off. So the item is loaded, the audio's loaded, the title's done, the description's done, everything's happy, publish. And away it goes, right? Now it says visit site, so I can go to the site, and the very top one here is the Midlife Crisis Golfer. Hey guys, it's Paul. I'm going to do a quick Art of 4. I was going to do this on the golf course later. I may still do it. So you can see why my podcast isn't really that exciting and hasn't taken off. But it's posted. Everything we've done is posted, right? Now, what I'll do is I'll probably pause and wait for it to go on YouTube, because it takes a little bit of time to change it to a video format and send it to YouTube. But if I go to Twitter... I'm not sure if it's posted yet. No, not yet, right? But you can at this point. So the automated part of it posting hasn't gone yet, but it will be coming. But you can click here and tweet it. You can obviously save it to your Facebook page, or send it to your Facebook page either, and other various formats of sending it, right? Now, let me just refresh this again, because it will, once it's published, it's doing its back end stuff at the minute, right? So if I go to the Happy Me show, which is now Happy Me Movie, a new project I've got going on, Happy Me Movie, I'm just going to pause it and see how long it takes for it to post, right? Because I want you to see I want you to see how it posts to YouTube, and it creates a video for you. I think it's really cool. Right, while that episode's sharing, let's have a dive into that actual share, that social share place, right? So I've connected it to my Facebook page, is my primary Facebook, and then you can change it, which pages do I want it to send to? So these are my other pages. Do you want it to share to Facebook as just a post link that comes back to the host page of your podcasts? Or do you want people to be able to play it as a video that's got audio on it in your Facebook timeline? So it can upload it like it has on YouTube. I'm still not sure it'll be there yet. I keep jumping back. No, it's still not there. So it can post it as a link and link it and share it back to you, or it can post it as a full video, right? Now, if you go with a full video, I'm not sure it can count. Oh, that'd be good if the question mark actually. There we go. In the video is uploaded. If an audio file is uploaded for an episode, the audio plus episode logo will combine to create video to upload to Facebook. Please note, heavily weighs video in Area Times algorithms. This means the video is more likely to be seen a traditional post with a link. Please note, Facebook heavily weighs video in the timeline algorithms. So what they're saying is, and I think it's right as well, if you post a link of your podcast to Facebook, Facebook wants people to stay on Facebook, right? This is how Facebook works. It doesn't want people on Facebook to leave Facebook to listen to your podcast. But what you can do is share it as a video. It automatically changes it to a video and post it on your Facebook page as a video. So you probably get more listens internally on Facebook than Facebook pushing your video on people. That's what it's trying to say, that you will do better, right? Twitter, the only option on Twitter and you can change the wording as you want. It's to share the link, but it'll actually embed it in Twitter, and you can play it on Twitter, but it's actually playing from the source. And again, if and when it goes, I will show you that happening. It won't be far away now. So it isn't posting it on Twitter, it's just sharing the link, but the link will play inside Twitter. YouTube, it will convert it to a video and share it to YouTube. Spotify, it will create a Spotify link and share it. Here we go, shares to Spotify. So it's already on Spotify, right? Here we go. Log in. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. If I open my Spotify and go up here, the art of 4. Here we go. Oh no, that's not it.
Hey guys, it's Paul. I'm going to do a quick art of 4.
It is it. Here it is. Well, the midlife crisis.
I was going to do this on the golf course later. I may still do it. But
so it shares it to Spotify, right? So that's the Spotify share gone, right? And LinkedIn, it'll share it to your LinkedIn profile. I'm not sure on LinkedIn if it does it embedded or shares a link. Probably shares a link, right? I was hoping it would have posted by now, but we will by the end of this video have a post. Oh, here we go. So this is what's cool, and I like it, right? Let's go to Twitter first because I want to delete it off my Twitter feed. Has it come up here? It's not come on my Twitter feed yet, has it? No. Right. Here's what it does on YouTube. I'm just going to start a new timestamp chapter there because it's interesting. I like this. So what it can do, it can post direct to your YouTube, and it can do it in 2 ways. If you're on that Unlimited Plus plan, it can actually share the video. But if you're not, it actually does this. It shares an audio, it posts the picture, it has like the wavy sound thing and then the title, right? And then it just plays.
Hey guys, it's Paul. I'm going to do a quick art of 4. I was been self-promoting something.
So it is just the audio, but it's posted it to YouTube, hasn't it? So I think that's cool. I think it's cool the way that it converts it. I mean, it could be a little bit funkier looking, but either way, it gets it on YouTube really easy for you, doesn't it? So you can 2 ways of getting it to YouTube. I can't remember the name of these bleeding things. The unlimited audio will just share a thumbnail picture and the audio. On the Unlimited Plus, you can share the video content as well, right? Right, let's have a talk about your look and feel of your website, right? Let's first talk about adding the domain name so that it works, right? So if you go to settings and go to own domain, so you want it to be podcast.yourdomain.com or whatever it might be on that, right? So you want to log in to your CDN and change, CDN. You want to log into your DNS settings and change it, right? So what you have to do, and again, I don't want to blow this video up by showing you exactly how to do it, but this, if you're with GoDaddy or Bluehost, or I'm not sure where people host wherever you bought the domain from, or Cloudflare, right? So Cloudflare, I'm gonna log in. It's gonna log me in as what was that? Happy Me Show. So what I'm gonna do is, in fact, because it's no longer the Happy Me Show, let me change it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in to my DNS settings, and I'm going to find this. Well, however you find it, it's this DNS settings here, right? And what you need to do is add a CNAME. Podcast is probably already there. Have I just seen it? Oh, here we go, right? You've got to add a CNAME that's got podcast, and then it sends it to this name, right? So I'm going to delete that, right? I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to come back here. And I don't know if it'll let me delete it. So the domain is invalid. I know it is, but I don't want to wipe it off, don't I? So yours will be blank at this point, right? But I want to change it. I'm going to turn this off. I want to change it to podcast.paulnicholson.com, right? So at the minute, we are at podcast.happymeshow.com, right? So I'm going to change it to my website. So it's just to show you how to do it. So you need to log in, like I said, to your wherever your hosting is, and add a record. Now, depending on where you host it, it can be different. So add a CNAME record, and the host name is what you want to call it. You might want to call it show, or I don't know what else you'd call it other than podcast. But put in there whatever you want it to be. You look before the dot. If you want it to be the root domain, you just do @ here. You do @ and it would do it at the root domain, right? But you're going to do podcast. In the target, you're going to paste in or type in that pbcdn2.podbean.com. Look, it says it here, look, right? PBC, you need this in the host, right? You do www if you want it to be the main one. We're going to turn the Cloudflare cloud off. So we're going to leave this as auto and we're going to turn that off, right? And save it, okay? So now that is set up so that podcast.paulnicholson is pointing there. So I should be able to now change this to paulnicholson.com and save it. Hopefully it's happy. We're going to refresh it just to make sure. Visit the site, and now, see how it says not secure? Podcast.paulnicholson.com. Now I'm going to enable this SSL and save it. It may take a while for that to come through. I'm not sure how quickly it will happen, but when the SSL has been provisioned, provides SSL certificate for free. Once it's been done, what you will find at the top is that will change to secured, right? I'm not going to wait for it, but that's how you do it. So you have to point this wherever you want it to go. There's some information on doing it there and change it, right? Cool? Right, let's have a quick look at the layout and being able to change. If you're on the paid versions, you're going to get access to these pro themes. So obviously I'm on this theme, Podcast Byte, and I can go through the theme settings, change the colouring, change things about it, go to more options, show on the side, show on podcast site, stats, show the stats or don't, episode download link if you want to let people download it, play above episode description, so you don't want it to be at the bottom. So I guess if I go to the late, I've just deleted that one, haven't I? Yeah, that's the latest one. You want it to be above, you can go yes. Episodes per page, if you want to add more, will that move it above? So that moves it above the description, so it's the title, and then so you've got options to tinker and change your things. If you want to change the full layout, you like these other settings, you can go in, have a quick look at this fitness one. So obviously whatever genre you're in, I think it's always weird for an English person to say genre. You can activate it, change the settings. Go over here now and go back to your website and have a look, and you've changed the theme, you've changed how it works, the main page of it changes. So you can go through and tinker away, right? What was I on before? This one? Doesn't matter, no one's listening to my podcast. They gave me this free trial site because I said no one would be listening. So you can tinker with it. You can go through and play with your widgets. Obviously, you can put links to your Facebook page. I mean, just to prove that mine don't work. I need to update stuff like that if I'm going to do it. So you have an option to change. So obviously, you can set your podcast domain name, and then you've got these themes that you can change to. So I can activate this one. Like a rock band theme, isn't it? You can obviously go through and change the pictures. You'll be able to probably go theme setting. Here we go, header image. Not sure I've got any images that I could use. Ecamm Live. I don't know if there's anything that's particularly funny there. Accept tips? No. I'll put it because I know what the picture is. I can change it. This is one of my thumbnails to my other videos, right? Visit the site, and it changes the background. Obviously, you want to do the right settings. I want to, again, this video is about introducing you to the platform. It's not exactly how to do stuff. If you've got questions, you can ask them in the comments. Right, so let's just talk quickly about Apple and posting it to your Apple site. It was a bit funky last year, but I think it's easier now. You need to add your information, put in whether it's explicit or clear, if it's episodic or if it's in serial, if it's series, I guess, and then some advanced features, settings. I don't know enough about all this stuff. Change your URL information and anything like that. But what I would say is go here, watch this video. I think this video, last year, this video wasn't very, very good. And a lot of people asked me about the iTunes and getting it on iTunes. This year, I don't think anybody's going to ask, because I think if you follow this video, it's going to be a lot easier. You basically have to go to this link, log in, and then submit. You basically have to submit, right? It's going to ask me... Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm not going to go through it, but basically when you log in, it's going to ask you for this link, and you paste it, and you have to verify it, right? If you're getting stuck with it, I will make you a separate video for that. If that video there isn't cutting the mustard, and you need a better version, you need a step-by-step posting to Apple, then I will look for it, and I will create a video for you. So I'm sorry if that's not clear on this chapter on how to do it on Apple Podcasts, but I don't think you'll need me to tell you how to do it, right? I just know that you can do it, right? Any problems, comment below or send me a message. So guys, I'm going to leave this introduction here. I think you've got the gist of how easy as it is to quickly publish your audio. Once you've got your audio set up, how to set it, how to add tags, post it to other social media networks, create your website, create stats. I didn't go into premium areas where you can set up subscriptions. If you need me to, write a comment, post on my training wall, anything you need, ask the question, right? I don't want to make this video 2 hours long and then half of the stuff you didn't need, right? So if you come to paulnicholson.com, there is free training, right? There's been a link at the bottom all the way through to sign up via my partner link for Podbean, but also here's my Podbean training broke down. Here's Podbean's official training videos, and if you've got any questions about Podbean, you can drop them in here, or you can just email me and I will share them here for you. So there's free training. Don't get stuck. Hopefully I've given you an introduction to Podbean, how easy it is, the pricing of it all and everything. It's a great way to start your podcast. I find it really easy to use. Obviously, there are other options out there as well that you may be exploring. But, ask your questions. Come to my free training. Sign up and play, or go for a trial with Podbean. They really are great. The support's pretty good too when you jump on the live chat. Where's the live chat gone? It used to be down here. But yeah, hope that helped. Hope it was a good idea to give you an intro. See you all again soon. Cheers.